The truth about who controls politics in the United States. Okay? I wanted to set this straight. A lot of people do say that I'm too soft on Zionism. That is not because I'm soft on Zionism. That's because who really controls the United States are lobbyists. Okay? Zionists make up the biggest lobbyists in the United States. But the gays have their chunk, the Chicanos have their chunk, the Catholics have their chunk, everybody has their chunk of the pie, the environmentalists, etc. The communists have their chunk of the pie. Everybody has their chunk of the pie in the United States besides Whitey. Now, what a lot of people don't understand, and it's sad, is this is not a Zionist conspiracy. Okay, it is a globalist capitalist conspiracy of which pro-Zionist forces make up the majority of. However, there are anti-Zionist factions amongst these people as well. In the United States, though, what people don't understand, and I feel terrible because I have a great respect for Catholicism that I never had before, primarily thanks to a young lady that showed me the truth about the real values of Catholicism. Regardless of the supernaturalism, there are true values in it that are good for society. But how it works is this. In the United States, Whitey used to run the country. There was a WASP power structure. It was like that for up until very recently. What happened, though, is at the end of the 1800s, the Jews, which are ardently Zionist, and the Catholics, primarily the Italians, the Hispanics separate more by race, and the Irish are their own thing. Irish mostly, for the most part, have been accepted into WASP society, especially when they convert to, say, an evangelical form of Christianity or a mainline Protestant form like Episcopalianism or Lutheranism. But what has happened is the Jews and the Italians and the Catholics have teamed up to break the back of the WASP power structure, and they succeeded. Now, after they broke the WASP power structure, then they started pushing all these crazy liberal ideas, and it causes disconnect with Catholics in, say, Latin America, because they are not used to these things being, quote, Catholic. But they started pushing homosexuality. They started pushing Zionism. They started pushing all sorts of immorality, legalization of drugs, treating prisoners like babies. Now, this is all money. This is money doing this. It's capitalism. Now, yes, I've been trying to explain that the reason I go soft on Zionism is because Zionism is not the conspiracy. Zionism is part of the conspiracy. But it's not even a conspiracy because it's happening in the open. It is the function of the capitalist power structure that is trying to create a globalist, consumer-based one world government. It's not a conspiracy. It's common sense. You can see it all around you, and you can look into it. People like George Soros are obviously involved. And there's also, like, what's funny is I hear people say, well, the conservatives in America are ardently pro-Zionist. Well, Pat Buchanan wasn't a Zionist. David Duke wasn't a Zionist. And a lot of liberals like Al Franken and Bill Maher and Joseph Lieberman, they're definitely pro-Zionist. But it's not a Zionist thing. And this crap, as a Pan-American, what happens is this bull crap is being used to turn Latin Americans against Anglo-Germanic Americans in North America. This is what's keeping the Americas from actually establishing any lines of communication against really our enemies in Europe. People like to talk about how we're the descendants of Europe. We left Europe. Europe has screwed with the Americas. Europe is the seat of Zionist power. If you want to know the truth, if you're going to talk about Zionism, the seat of Zionist power is all throughout Europe. It only infected America recently.